Did you know that the Netherlands is way beyond just tulips and canals? I'm talking about hidden gems, timeless villages, and cities where history and modern life collide in the best way. Stick around, and you might just find your next dream destination. Amsterdam. We can't talk about the Netherlands without mentioning Amsterdam. But there's a lot more to this city than its famous canals and coffee shops. If you want to experience the city like a local, start by exploring the Jordaan district. This area is filled with cozy cafes and unique boutiques, and you can find some of the most beautiful canal views. Make sure to talk through the 9 streets, or De 9 straatjes, where you can find everything from vintage stores to modern fashion. Each of these streets has its character, with quirky shops and small art galleries, making it breathtaking for anyone who loves to wander and discover. For a deeper dive into Amsterdam's history, you can't miss the Anne Frank House. This powerful museum brings history to life, taking you back to a dark yet significant period of the 20th century. The intimate and preserved spaces of the secret annex, where Anne and her family hid during World War II, offer a poignant reminder of resilience and hope. Afterward, you can reflect over a coffee at a nearby cafe or take a relaxing canal cruise to see the city from a different perspective. Amsterdam's museum scene is unrivaled, and it goes beyond the Van Gogh Museum and the Rijksmuseum. The city is also home to the Gogh Museum, which features contemporary art from the likes of Banksy and other modern artists. If you visit during spring, Keukenhof Gardens, just outside the city, becomes a must-see, showcasing millions of tulips in full bloom. You will surely like the sight of vast, colorful flower fields. Zaanse Schans. A short trip from Amsterdam, Zaanse Schans is like a step back in time to a traditional Dutch village. Here you're surrounded by nice wooden houses, historic windmills, and craftspeople who are passionate about preserving Dutch heritage. This place is a living museum, where you can walk around freely, taking in the sights and smells of a time gone by. The windmills here are iconic. You can visit several of them, for example, the Schiedam Jenever Mills. They were built in the 18th century to produce Jenever, a traditional Dutch gin. There used to be almost 40 Jenever mills in Schiedam, but 7 of these are still preserved today. Each windmill owns its history and function. Some were used for grinding spices, others for sawing wood, and a few for pressing oil. Inside, you'll find fascinating exhibits about how these machines worked and the role they played in the Dutch industry. The windmills creak and groan as their sails turn in the wind, a sound that feels timeless and transports you back in time. Zaanse Schans is also a great place to indulge in some traditional Dutch food. There are cheese shops where you can sample and buy different varieties of Dutch cheese like Gouda, Edam, and Leyden. You'll also find bakeries offering freshly baked stroopwafels, a sweet treat made of 2 thin waffles with a caramel-like syrup in the middle. And if you're interested in crafts, you can watch clogmakers at work, transforming blocks of wood into the famous Dutch wooden shoes. These artisans are happy to show you the process and might even let you try on a pair. The Hague, Den Haag. The Hague, or Den Haag, is a city of contrasts. It's the seat of the Dutch government and the royal family, yet it has a relaxed vibe that's perfect if you want a little calm moment. Start your tour at the Binnenhof, a historic complex of buildings that has been the center of Dutch politics for centuries. The Gothic architecture is stunning, and you can walk around the courtyard or take a guided tour to learn about the country's political history. Close by is the Peace Palace, a striking building that houses the International Court of Justice. This symbol of international law and peace is surrounded by beautiful gardens, where you can take a peaceful stroll and reflect on the world's progress toward peace. The Peace Palace also has a visitor center with exhibits on the history of international law, and it's worth a visit if you're interested in world affairs. But The Hague isn't all business. Head to the seaside district of Scheveningen, where you can relax on a sandy beach, stroll along the pier, or try some fresh seafood at one of the beachside restaurants. In the summer, Scheveningen hosts a variety of festivals, including kite festivals, beach volleyball tournaments, and even sand sculpture competitions. It's the perfect place to kick back and enjoy the Dutch coast. And for art lovers, The Hague is a treasure trove. The Mauritshuis Museum houses an impressive collection of Dutch Golden Age paintings, including Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring and several works by Rembrandt. The museum is small, but packed with masterpieces, making it easy to take in without feeling overwhelmed. There's also the Escher Museum, dedicated to the mind-bending art of M.C. Escher. Here you'll find famous prints of impossible staircases, infinity loops, and optical illusions that will leave you questioning reality. Utrecht. Utrecht is a city with a comfortable, laid-back charm that makes it perfect for a slower-paced exploration. Start by wandering around the city's canals, which are unique in that they have wharf cellars right at the water level. These cellars were once used for storage, but have since been transformed into cafes, shops, and restaurants. You can grab a seat by the water, enjoy a coffee or a meal, and watch the boats go by. The city's main landmark is the Dom Tower, the tallest church tower in the Netherlands. Climbing the tower is a bit of a workout, but the view from the top is worth it. You'll be rewarded with a panoramic view of the city and the surrounding countryside. As you make your way up, you'll also learn about the history of the tower and its connection to Utrecht's cathedral, which was partly destroyed by a storm in the 17th century. Utrecht is also known for its vibrant cultural scene. There's the Museum Catharijne Convent, which has a fascinating collection of Protestant and Catholic art and artifacts, and the Centraal Museum, in the Old City, contain a complex of interconnected buildings, the oldest part being the remains of the medieval convent of St. Agnes. You can explore everything from fashion to modern art. If you're visiting with kids, the Miffy Museum, dedicated to the beloved Dutch cartoon character, is a fun stop. It is a world in a world, with 10 thematic spaces where the kids interact with the world around them. The spaces are inspired by Dick Bruna's picture books. The city has a thriving nightlife too, with plenty of bars and cafes where you can enjoy a local beer or a glass of Dutch Jenever. The Oude Gracht, Utrecht's main canal, is lined with places to eat and drink, and it comes alive in the evening with a relaxed, friendly atmosphere. Whether you're into live music, cozy pubs, or trendy cocktail bars, Utrecht has something to offer. Giethoorn. Last but certainly not least, we have Giethoorn, a village so picturesque it's often called the Venice of the North. In Giethoorn, there are no cars, just boats, bikes, and pedestrian paths. The village is crisscrossed by canals, with beautiful thatched roof houses on either side. It's like stepping into a storybook, and every corner you turn offers a new view that's even more charming than the last. The best way to explore Giethoorn is by renting a whisper boat, a small electric boat that lets you glide quietly through the canals. You'll pass under wooden bridges, some of which are so narrow that you have to duck to get through. Along the way, you'll see ducks and swans, and you might even catch a glimpse of a heron fishing in the reeds. It's a peaceful, relaxing experience that lets you enjoy the village at your own pace. Giethoorn is also home to several small museums, like the Museum de Oude Aarde, which has a fascinating collection of minerals and fossils. There's also the Histomobile Museum, which features a collection of antique cars, bicycles, and motorcycles. And if you're a fan of local crafts, you can visit one of the village's shops to pick up a handmade souvenir, like a piece of pottery or a woolen scarf. If you can, try to stay overnight in Giethoorn. In the evening, the day trippers leave, and the village becomes even quieter. The houses and bridges are lit up, creating a magical atmosphere that's perfect for a romantic evening stroll. In the morning, you can enjoy the village's peaceful beauty without the crowds, taking in the fresh air and the sound of birdsong as the sun rises over the canals. So, there you have it. 5 of the most incredible places in the Netherlands, each with its own unique vibe. Amsterdam offers a mix of history and modern culture. Each one of these places has something special to offer, and visiting them will give you a deeper understanding of what makes the Netherlands such a fascinating country. If you want to book your perfect trips at the best price and explore fascinating places, both near and far, I invite you to click on the link below in the description section. I'll see you on the next one.